America's #1 comic book thanks to you. So I started this company to make the toys that you asked for.
Spawn, Violator.
I hear the competition's flying around. They could be any place.
They're cool, awesome.
Tremor, Overkill, Medieval Spawn,
And they come with comics.
Nice toys, kids.
Nice try, guys.
Spawn from ToddToys. We're out to plaster the competition.
Hey guys, Violator here, back again with another edition of Throwback Thursdays. I believe we're on number 8 now. Gosh, I put out a lot of these lately. But today, I'm going to be taking a look at the McFarlaneToys, aka ToddToys, Spawn Series 1, Violator 1. And let me just start this edition of Throwback Thursdays off by saying this thing is a piece of crap. But I love this piece of crap. So moving on from that, accessories, he don't come with anything. He does come with the comic book though. Really cool artwork of the Violator on there. I can only assume we're gonna get this skinnier, scrawnier version of the Violator at some point in the Spawn universe line, which is currently hitting store shelves now, at least every area but mine, because you know, big Spawn fan here and can't find the new Spawn stuff. What's up with that? On the back, yeah, other figures in the line. I already took a look at the Spawn because we got that Masterworks Spawn. And I do have a Spawn one to compare this one to, but it's the one that I've had sitting in the car, so he's a little warped. Speaking of which, this is not my first Violator one I've ever gotten. I almost think I got rid of the first one I ever gotten because his horn broke off, but this is like my third or fourth one of these because I have my Minty Mint one in the cabinet. He's just kind of hanging out in the back. This one, his current residency is in the Violator Monster Rig, which I actually thought came with a Violator figure, but I guess it didn't. So there is that. Taking a look at this guy, he's got no articulation because he's a bendy figure, but he is a piece of crap bendy figure. But again, I love it. His feet suck. He can't stand worth a crap. He just falls right on his Violator butt. So that sucks. I would have liked if his feet were maybe hard plastic instead of the soft PVC material. Then again, he has been sitting in the Violator Monster Rig. It could just be warped, but like, good luck getting this thing to stand. But you can, quote unquote, stand him up straight. So he's somewhat presentable here. And to my understanding, there is a variant of this guy that's like twice this big. It's like a foot tall. He came with the Violator Chopper in like Spawn Series 3 or 4 or something. It was a little bit later in the Spawn line when they were doing like 2-packs and stuff. I have that somewhere, but I can't get to him right now. He is in a toot. But there you have the Violator. If you get this thing, you're going to need a doll stand for it, or you're just going to need to have his knees bent far enough to the point where he can just kind of perch. But that's essentially him at his max height. I mean, you can straighten out the ab section a little more, I guess, but he's kind of looking up in the air at that point, so you got to have it bent a little bit. But this is a cheap piece of crap, this figure. But I just love this thing so much, though. It's a part of Spawn's history on toy shelves and McFarlaneToys' history in the toy aisle. So, you know, you gotta have this piece of garbage. His jaw is the only point of articulation, and really, you can move the horn back, but I would recommend grabbing him by the jaw. Kind of helping the horn move along with your other finger there so you don't break it off. It's not a lot holding it in there. I think instead of using a flat, kind of brittle piece of plastic to connect the horn to the jaw, they could have maybe used a more square peg to go down in there. It would have made the gap back here a little bigger, yeah, but it would have been a little bit more stable. Other than that, it's a pretty nice bendy. I mean, you can bend it. I don't really think I need to worry about popping the wire out or breaking the wire or anything, even though this thing is, over 20 years old now. Over 25 years old even. It's like 26, 27 years old now. He's got nice little claws there. He's got the warts and things all over his body. His limbs are pretty smooth. He's got the little spikes on his elbows there. He just looks so cool, but is just so not at the same time. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And then the legs, you can of course pose those around. Pretty easy. But yeah, this guy is going to go back into the monster rig when this is over. I'm not sure what other Spawn figures I'm going to review. I know the Clown is kind of more like the Clown 2. So I might pull that out, but it is the Orange Gun variant. It's a bit of a forewarning there. And I think I even have a Redeemer that's kind of like the one that's coming out. That Spawn line, so there you go. Standing him up there. He's surprisingly standing. I mean, just look at that janky freaking thing. I will say the feet, I think if those were hard plastic, this would have been a little bit more enjoyable to mess around with. Because I always kind of like stop motion animated films with puppets. The kind of claymation style puppets. And I would have liked to have done something cool with this guy, but he just does not want to stand. And if he does, he stands a bit lopsided. So I'm going to try my best to do some comparisons with this guy, but I can't make any promises that they're going to be all that great. Pan the camera up here. Let's see this ugly mug. There you go. But yeah, there is the Violator in all of his demonic Muppet glory. I mean, just look at this ridiculous looking toy. It's cool, but it's not at the same time. So that being said, can't delay the inevitable any longer. Let's take a look at some comparisons. First up here is a Violator next to Spawn from the same wave of Spawn action figures by, at the time it was ToddToys, now known as McFarlaneToys, of course. And if you are familiar with the Toy Biz 5-inch Marvel stuff that was coming out around this same time, that's basically what Spawn is. I think the paint detail's a little bit better on Spawn than some of that Marvel stuff, but to each their own. And I gotta give Violator a little bit more credit. I didn't think he was that much taller than old Spawn here. So, yeah, quite a pleasant little surprise, if I do say so myself. Lastly, here is the Violator next to our two regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, and how action figures have evolved, right? Can you believe that the Four Horsemen most likely sculpted and painted this Violator figure and are now making stuff like Brother Mandibulus, giant trolls, ogres, goblins, demons, demon horses? What time does to one's talent. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, while I understand that this is not the most aesthetically appealing figure ever, I mean, just look at it. It's a cheapo bendy figure, for crying out loud. But that said, it's a cheapo bendy figure of the freaking Violator, man. It's part of Spawn's history. It's part of McFarlaneToys' history. And if you are at all a Spawn fan, you owe it to yourself to pick up at least this first wave of 90s Spawn action figures. I know this thing is cheap crap, but I love this thing that is cheap crap. Enough said. So again, if you are a diehard Spawn fan, you probably already got this. If you're a diehard Spawn fan and don't have this, I think you owe it to yourself to pick this first set of figures up, even though they are not the best things ever. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's edition of Throwback Thursdays. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more content to the channel. Gotta show that algorithm who's boss, right? So let's hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this guy, whether you like it, want it, or hate it, or just let me know how crap it is, because I'm sure I already know, but let me know if it's crap but you still like it anyways. But remember, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, catch you guys later.